Climate Podcasts are back.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys.
And it is the first podcast of 2019.
Yes. And as always, I'm James Cuellar.
And I'm Leah Hill.
And this is from the University of Oklahoma with your weekly regional forecast for Friday, January 18th. What are those headlines looking like, Leah?
Yes. So, man, it's been a while. So we do have a good bit to talk about. Mm-hmm. So first, we are back, obviously, from break. We'll have new weekly podcasts. And then we also have a drought update, which we have not shown for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And then also, we're going to be seeing some crazy temperatures for the next couple of weeks. So let's just dive on in because drought update.
Yeah, so across the southern region, we actually are not seeing any drought whatsoever. In fact, we've actually had a surplus of precipitation for this winter, which is actually very good, especially with the drought that we had last winter. So it's a very, very nice change. However, as we go over towards the Four Corners region, you can see that there is an exceptional drought there, and that has been persistent throughout the year, and it will continue into 2019. We do see some slight improvements as you go farther west. However, the drought is still sticking around, even with some above average precipitation in that area. What are the 6 to 10 day temperature and precipitation outlooks look like?
Below average temperature chances for the 6 to 10 days. So these arrows on the screen right now, that shows you where our jet stream is. So where we have our high pressure and our low pressure. So we're going to have low pressure just sitting on top of us, which is going to be bringing us these below average temperatures for the next 6 to 10 days. And in addition to that, we will have some below average precipitation for the south central United States. Out towards the west, they do have some above average precipitation, and then in the northern states and along the eastern coast, again, some more chances for above average precip. But similar story for the 8 to 14 day temperatures.
Yes, it is looking about the same. The majority of the country is going to be seeing those below average temperatures, especially across the eastern half, where you have the 70% chance of below average temperatures across the majority of the eastern half of the United States. We do have a small sliver of above average temperatures across the Pacific coast, but for most of us, we will be seeing those below average temperatures. Now, in terms of precipitation, it's also kind of the same, that below average precipitation is going to be very dominant on the west coast and across the central part of the United States. However, across the north and even in Florida, we're going to be seeing above average precipitation more than likely over the next 2 weeks. Now, how about that 1 month temperature outlook? It's is it looking the same?
Similar. We have more of a ridging situation going on in the west, which is going to be bringing us some above average temperatures. And then that trough kind of starts to break down a little bit. It digs a little deeper down towards the south. So we still have that area of above average temperatures, and that includes the Midwestern states and even down towards the southeast. And then in terms of January precipitation outlook is looking a bit dry for some of us, especially along the western coast in California and also in the Midwestern region. We do have those below average precipitation. Just a slight little smidge of above average precip is possible in North Dakota and also even in Montana.
Yes.
So a lot with these temperatures, a lot with those troughs and ridges, and a lot of above average temperatures for the next couple of weeks. So below average temperatures, I'm sorry.
Flip-floppy weather patterns over the next month.
Yes, it is definitely winter. So once again, this podcast, the first podcast of the year, has been brought to you by the Oklahoma Weather Lab, and we're partnered with the Southern Climate Impacts Planning Program. Now that we're back from break, we'll be posting our podcast again weekly, every Friday.
And be sure to follow us on social media like Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube.
And be sure to watch out. We have been making tons of plans to create a lot of supplementary videos going really in depth on these climate podcasts and climate processes, so you'll want to keep an eye out for those as well.
You guys have a fantastic weekend.